So I'm Dr. Anushi Rajapaksa and I'm the founder and CEO of Misty. So Misty is developing a smart, connected inhaler that can deliver advanced biological drugs into the lungs. I think the key thing that Activate provided us is being really accountable to our goals that we set ourselves, and being therapeutic agnostic means that we could be doing a lot of things. But we had to focus on some key use cases that really are high value and I guess high opportunity cost. The mentors in particular were really helpful, and to mention a few that have been really transformative for us. So for example, in the regulatory side of things, we've been thinking about in the pivot around consumer versus medical device, we could tap into the experts that we met through Activate quite easily because we could refer to that program as a launchpad to kind of bounce off conversations and kind of understand, okay, well, how do we actually then build on, how do we actually get to the next stage using, where we're at. So that was really good to have kind of experts in your pocket, if that makes sense. I think I'm so glad I did it because if not, I wouldn't have met XYZ that now became leaders of our company now. Everything that was put in our path as part of that program has been really transformative going forward to unlocking a milestone.
My name's John Webster. I'm one of the co-founders and CTO at ANDHealth. The company started about 5 years ago as an idea between one of the co-founders, Elisa, and myself. We'd been bumping around the startup landscape in Melbourne with different startups. We were just on the cusp when we started the program of closing our first customer. So we were developing that product market fit that everyone kind of looks for. And that's a great thing about the Activate program, is that it's a very broad church. It teaches you a number of topics. For me, my background's not very salesy, and it helped me join the dots as to the sort of information that we should be looking for, not only to qualify a new lead, but also take them through that journey to make sure that you can land them, win some business, and ultimately make money, which is what we're here for. So the program was great for us in terms of visibility. It helped us meet with people in the industry who maybe hadn't heard of us before. One of the things as an Australian startup that everybody always talks about is how we look at expanding ourselves to overseas markets. And that process can be fraught with danger. There's so many different things that can go wrong. Either you're not understanding how the market's seen. ANDHealth was able to give us a really good insight through a number of different sessions and speakers to help identify where some of those pitfalls were from people who've done it before. The value that we got from the program was the ability to have ad hoc open discussion sessions with the rest of the cohort. And that was super refreshing. It's nice to know that you're not the only one. Founder life can be quite lonely, and having that opportunity to share that experience with other people was really cool. I don't want to sound like I'm getting a little bit emotional about the whole thing, but you do feel a little bit of pride seeing some of the other cohort companies that you've been working with and the people that work in them having success. It's nice to see their success as well, and it kind of just keeps lifting you up, because founder life can be pretty harsh, and it's kind of nice to just have a bit of success off your friends as well coming out of it, which is a cool sort of extra bit that ANDHealth gives you.
My name is Nella Fulia. I am the CEO and founder of More Good Days. More Good Days is a digital health company that helps people living with musculoskeletal persistent pain recover and better manage their pain. When we first started the Activate program, we were transitioning our business model, so moving from a direct-to-consumer to selling to insurers and enterprise. The biggest thing that I learned through the Activate program, or while I was going through the program, is that creating a digital health company that's going to be successful doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of investment, a lot of upfront foundational core pieces of the puzzle that need to be set up well in order for a company to be able to scale meaningfully and provide impact in the way that it intends to. So I've been through a number of different accelerator programs, and I would say ANDHealth is different because it's so focused on healthcare. It's really all the topics that it covers are everything you need to know when you're building something in the healthcare ecosystem. Honestly, I have been very grateful for the help that I've received in the form of accelerator programs like ANDHealth ACTIVATE, even simple things like giving us co-working space in an environment that feels professional and actually surrounded us with others that were going through that journey has been really helpful in just staying on course.
Genomical is a product that helps labs manage genomic data to do big genomic tests. So my name is Nat Thorne, I'm the Chief Scientific Officer with Genomical. When we got involved in the ACTIVATE program, we were really in the very early stages of commercialisation, setting up the company. So when we started ACTIVATE, we weren't actually quite a company yet, and that's one of the major achievements that we actually established the company by the end of it. The biggest thing for me from the ACTIVATE program was, like most scientists, I didn't have a clue about commercialisation. Like, it was a whole new paradigm, new language. If you told me 10 years ago that I was going to be running a company, there's just no way. If you told me that I was going to be doing sales, I wouldn't have even believed it. And I think this is what I learned at the ANDHealth ACTIVATE program, is that running a company that you care about, that you see the value in what you're bringing to the market, start to see the really big picture of what it really means to have a business and what it means to sell a product that you really believe in. The other thing that I got out of the ACTIVATE program was the people that they brought in to teach us. They were people working in digital health or running their own companies. They got startups and they were teaching us the lessons that they'd learned the hard way. So it was really good to hear that in the way that they were telling stories to us that we could really relate to it. For me, going on that journey from research to something that actually might live in the healthcare system in the long run and make a really big impact, like underpinning the infrastructure for genomics, a digital health product for the whole country, like that to me is huge. And ANDHealth is absolutely unique in having that expertise around digital health and understanding that software can be a product. It doesn't have to be a device or a drug, that you don't have to go through clinical trials, but you do have other regulatory stages that you need to go through and business stages that you need to go through. And so being able to reshape that, find out what your path needs to be to market, that's where ANDHealth is amazing.
My name's Harshad Vadakapur. I'm one of the co-founders at Actimo Labs. We are the next generation of CROs. So what we do is we create AI-powered tools that help pharmaceutical companies cut down their preclinical testing. And what we're solely focused on right now is around where drugs travel within our body. So because of ANDHealth, we closed our first 3 customers in a span of 4 months. When the average sales cycle in this industry is 12 months, we did that in 4 months. And I'd say the bread and butter of that is actually the relationship that you develop with the expert in the field. We had access to a mentor within the pharmaceutical industry. He had a lot of experience and he's seen how a lot of these tools integrate into the pharmaceutical pipeline. ACTIVATE is one of the few programs in Melbourne, in Victoria, that works closely with the Victorian government. So for us, that's what really stood out, because you look into the networks that they bring in, the people, the experts, the advisors, the companies that they've partnered with. All of these people have specific industry knowledge. So it's not just ACTIVATE, it's who they know as well. Like, no 2 biotech solutions are the same. When you have an idea, you don't know how to take it forward, that's where ANDHealth steps in. They're like, okay, cool, you have an idea, but let's turn it into a product. Do you need people to speak to? We have the content, we have the experience. Not only that, it's not just company building, it's like growth as well. So for every step of the way, ANDHealth helps you out. That's where I would say ANDHealth is a cut above the rest, because of the direct expertise that you can plug and play into your own company.